Hey everybody, Aaron here. Today, I'm just going to tell a couple stories about a friend. Alright, so look, here's the deal. I know usually this is kind of a weekly vlog update thing, but I just want to remember one of my friends today. So, let me tell you a little bit about Kris, alright? So when I was a freshman in college, I came in, I knew nobody. I was really fortunate that I made friends with this great group of nerdy guys, kind of split across different years and majors. I was a computer science major, another guy was a history major, another guy was an engineering major, another guy was a history education major, and another guy was another computer science major. I was a freshman, the history ed guy was a freshman. The history guy, well, that was complicated. The engineer was a sophomore, and the other CS major, Kris, was junior. So we hung out a lot, played a lot of games, had a lot of fun. End of the year came, and we'd all lived in the dorm that year. We were all going to live in the dorms the next year. So at the place where I went to college, you could request one of your roommates for the next year. So Kris and I requested each other. 2 CS guys in the same room, 2 guys who had their own computers. It's gonna be friggin' awesome. And sure enough, it was. So, fall 1998, we moved into this room. We had a couple guys in there too, because college usually put 3 or 4 people in a room. So it was me, Kris, 2 other dudes. We had a fun year, and we had our computers networked together. Kris introduced me to Final Fantasy VII. We played a ton of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter over null modem. Lots of Descent 2 co-op. Just, it was a great year, you know? And yeah, Kris helped me a few times get through the crusher. The sophomore year computer science at the time was just kind of this brutal year. Class size got cut by half because people just could not hack it. We did COBOL and C in the same year, and then advanced COBOL and C#, and a lot of people just couldn't hang with that much programming. So, you know, Kris helped me out, gave me some advice dealing with one of the teachers. The fact that I made it through that year, Kris definitely helped with that. So, anyway, end of that year, Kris graduated. He went off to work at Hewlett-Packard. Had a good junior year. A year later, he came back. Oh, he got married too in there. A year later, he came back. The Hewlett-Packard thing didn't work out, so he started working for the college in their database department. Him and his wife. His wife came with them, obviously. They got an apartment in town. So my senior year, a couple of us who were left in college, like, we'd load up our computers in my truck every few weeks or so, go over to Kris and Rebecca's place on a Saturday. We'd hang out, we'd play StarCraft and original Diablo. Yes, I realize I'm dating myself here. Oh well. And I finally finished Final Fantasy VII after I downloaded a patch over his dial-up, because he had internet. We didn't have internet in our dorms, so that was a fun year too. And then I graduated. You know, we all kind of went our separate ways. I came back a year later to watch my then fiance, you know, my wife for 15 years, watch her graduate, hung out with Kris again as like old home week, you know, just, they're friends. You don't, it doesn't matter how long it's been between when you see them, you get together and it's just like you were never apart. You catch up on old times, it's a great thing when you have old friends like that. And I always figured that when one of my kids was old enough for college, if any of them wanted to check out my alma mater, which I'm sure at least one of them would, I always figured I'd go back, hang out with Kris again, catch up on old times and everything. Well, I found out that's never going to happen, because found out that at 42, which is way too young to go, Kris passed away last year. And yeah, this video is kind of a downer at this point. So my point here is not to be a downer, okay? Because talking about all the fun times I had with Kris, I want to remember those fun times. And I'm a Christian. Kris was a Christian. So my faith tells me that we'll see each other again when my race here on earth is done. I had no plans to do that anytime soon. And by the time I'm here on earth, there will be no more catching up. When one of my kids goes to my alma mater, that catching up isn't going to happen. I mean, again, that catching up session will happen sometime down the road, and it'll be way better because of where we'll be. But it's still a bummer to not have that here on earth. And so my point to all of this is, well, one, it's to remember the good times. So, and it's to remember the good times and to just make a point to not forget his memory. Because when I found out from his widow that Kris had passed, I don't think I'd thought about him in like 6 months. I found out because we always sent him and Rebecca a Christmas card every year, and she sent back a nice handwritten note this year telling me telling me that. So my point is, if you've got those old friends like that, maybe don't wait 15 or 20 years to catch up. Like, you know what? Pick up a phone and call somebody. Facebook's not enough. Just, call somebody. Write a letter. Take some time out of your day to do something personal for an old friend and try and reconnect. Because nobody knows how much time you got left. That's the point that I want to make from all of this, is just a reminder. Our time on earth is finite. And no one knows the hour or the day, when they're going to go. I say I hope that it's a long time before we have that reunion, relatively speaking. That's what I hope. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and this could be the last video I ever record. I hope that's not the case. I'm not planning on that being the case. I plan on making videos for, another 45, 50 years and playing video games. I'm going to be that old fart in the old folks' home, find a bunch of fellow nerds, and we'll all be talking about how much better Nintendo games were in the 80s than whatever bullshit they have in 50 years from now, the Nintendo 7DS, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, just talk to somebody, try and restart, not restart, just reconnect, okay? Try and reconnect with somebody this week. And keep with your fitness, because, that helps with the long lifespan, hopefully. But reconnect. And I'll see you next week. Bye.